Alright guys, I'm headed with my wife's taking me over to Jim Glover Chevrolet. I have not found out what's wrong with the car yet. I'm gonna have the service writer explain it to not only me but also to you guys as well. He said that the technician did spend about 2 hours talking with Jim, researching and going over some different things. They were looking some things within the computer of the car because of course, you know, with this being the brand new LT5, being a brand new ZR1, mine was a relatively early build. It's got, you know, a little over 1,500 miles on it. A lot of the ZR1s don't have a ton on them yet. So of course, anytime something creeps up, they want to know about it and want to, you know, see what the issue may be, just in case, you know, there's a broader situation with that. But we're gonna get there. I'm gonna have him explain everything to us. So let's go. All right, guys, we're back here at the dealership, and he's gonna tell us exactly what GM is telling them.
Some question on whether the knock sensor had a tight plug-in. It was plugged in good. I guess that's been an issue. He reached down and grabbed that, and it was a stretch. He goes, I don't know if I tightened it up or if it was already tight, because everything cleared out and nothing came back. It's driving fine. Okay. I'm leaning more toward that. Okay. Sensor picks up a noise in the engine. Okay. Emissions and stuff like that. Okay. And usually when it starts to fault, you know as well as I do, your computer will try to compensate in other areas. Correct. It'll shut certain things down. It'll go into limp mode, yada, yada, yada. I'm thoroughly convinced you're going to be fine. Okay. To me with that,
not a problem. Not a problem.
I know you can take it anywhere. It's a huge investment, and knowing that you trust me with it means a lot to me. I've been doing this since '92. I take that stuff very personal. I really do. So if you ever have a question, concern, man, do not hesitate to call me. Sure. If I don't have an answer, I will do all the studying I can to come up with one for you. Sure. I left it inside back here. Okay, I didn't want it out anywhere.
I appreciate that.
Well, door dings, but people looking at it and gawking, and their little kid want to get in it. You know what I mean? Sticky fingers, yada, yada, yada. So you know how it is. Yes, exactly. Okay. But anyway, yeah, I think she's got your paperwork. Let me put mine on her or whatever. Okay.
Well, I've got several guys who just are getting these cars, and they watched my last video going, let us know what happened.
Exactly, you know? Exactly. And here's your key. Okay. And
all right, guys, I got to drop. I'm here at the post office, as you can see here, dropping off a couple of shirts for Kyle and Joseph. You guys won the drawing for the last video when I did the review, so I'm gonna pop these in the mail to you guys right now. Thank you. Alright guys, I don't know how much of the audio that you heard me talking to Joe there at Jim Glover Chevrolet in Tulsa. Basically, in a nutshell, what Jim was saying was they wanted to make sure I was running at least 91 octane gas or better, which I do here in Oklahoma. Up here in Tulsa anyway, I should say, the best I have been able to find is 91 with no ethanol. Both my Corvettes, I don't put any ethanol gas in them whatsoever. If I happen to be in a pinch somewhere, I'm out of town, and no one has just pure gas, then a lot of times I'll have like a BG product with me, or something that I can add to the gasoline that's going to help with that ethanol, because those performance cars, unless it's tuned and you have an E85 type system on it, then you want to try to keep as much ethanol out of it as you possibly can. If that's not the issue, it may be the knock sensor. They said the technician did go in and check that, and everything, he pushed in on it. He doesn't know if he tightened it or if it was loose and then he tightened it. But I could tell one thing, that when I did get in the car and get up on the highway and I smashed it, I could tell the car was back to where it should be, where before it was just acting kind of funny. So I think it's going to be taken care of. So evidently it looks like it is the knock sensor. We'll find out this weekend. I've got some spirited rides that I'm going to be doing and taking you guys along with me. So make sure, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, you hit the subscribe button. The situation, I knew it wasn't going to be anything major. I had people saying, Chuck, what's wrong with the car? People have been asking me all throughout today, sending me messages. And, I want to try to be as real with you guys here as I can. I just don't want to only show you when everything is perfect. And, Chuck, you've got perfect grass and you've got different things. People say it all the time. One thing, one of the gentlemen said, Chuck, you've got some really thin grass. What do you cut it at? Well, here's a dime. You see that dime right there? That tells you how tight I cut my grass. It's actually 3/8 of an inch, if you wanted to know. I know that's off topic. I have issues with cars and different things, and so I try to share that with you as much as I possibly can. My Z06 was just a perfect car. I never had an issue with that whatsoever. But I like what Digital Car Guy said. He said in his comment in the last video, Chuck, they just messed with it because they wanted to drive it again. Matter of fact, let's look a little bit. You know how I said that I put it in valet mode? And there were some people that made some comments saying, Chuck, you shouldn't put it in valet mode because if you put it in valet mode, then they can't run their tests and diagnostics and all that stuff. Absolutely not true. They can still, if you put it in diagnosis, if you put it in your car in valet mode, they can still run their tests. They can still do everything they need to do to the car. Because I put it in there and they had no problems. But let's check out a little bit of their footage and see what the PDR picked up while they had the car. There you have it. Knock sensor seems to be the issue. It was probably loose. They said Jim told them that if it acts up again, just replace it. If you start getting out and you're smashing the gas and the car's just acting crazy, it's not, RPMs going nuts. There's no pull. It just feels like something's broke. It may be the knock sensor. I also want to give a huge shout out to Joe and his technicians and the guys over at Jim Glover Chevrolet. I've been going there for over 6 years now. I've purchased 4 cars from there, and they always do an amazing job with their service. So if you happen to be in the Tulsa area and you have a Chevy and you need to get some service done, definitely Jim Glover Chevrolet. They're one of the few family-owned dealerships. Most of them are corporately owned nowadays, and you're just a number and they're just running you through. But they did an awesome job, always do. They keep you well informed, and Joe, I appreciate everything you did for me and keeping me in the loop today. Because we reached the 20,000 plateau, I want to do a giveaway. I want to give away just a bunch of shirts, and this is what we're going to do is I've got 11 mediums left, I've got 7 larges left, and I have 2 extra large XXL large shirts. Some of them are polos, some of them are shirts. But this is all you got to do if you want to win one. Just go, first of all, like the video, go down and type in the comments, what size you wear. Are you a medium? Are you a large? Are you an extra large? And again, those are limited in the amounts that I have, but I'm just gonna randomly put that, I'm gonna let it go a couple of days. You guys put it down there and I'll randomly draw like you saw in the last video. I'll let the computer do it. I can actually put some keywords and it will go look for those. It's really, really cool. It takes a lot of the work out of me. Plus, I'm not picking people and saying, Chuck, why didn't you pick me, Chuck? Well, I didn't pick you, the computer picked you. So if you win, that's who it's gonna be. But I wanna give these out to everyone again, just as my way of saying thank you for being a part of the community. Thank you. Guys, until I see you at the next video, I hope each and every one of you have a blessed rest of your week. Now, let's check out a few of your rides.
Be better on my own, sometimes that's right. wrong, and I didn't understand that you were not one, and I can't wait to see you hindsight is fleeting when your heart